What is going on, everyone? We are back with another music reaction. I'm Depraved.
I'm Hellcat.
Together we are.
HellaDepraved.
Yes, we are. So, Shao Dow reached out, Thursday, Friday, one of those days, on Twitter, and had asked if we would check this out because it was releasing a day or two later, and I had told him that we'd already recorded our stuff for
the weekend, right?
That day, so we'd have to hit it up early next week, and now it's early next week, kind of.
We are here.
And we're here.
It is early this week. Yesterday was the
Technically,
day,
it's the middle of the week at this point.
Is it now? Wow.
Time flies.
Yes.
Anyways.
Even when you're not having fun.
Super excited for this. Now, Goofy Me has not done all the things that I'm... So there we go. Okay. But yeah, super excited for this. We love Shao Dow's music. Granted, this is going to be one that, again, we probably won't get a lot of the references.
Yeah, I was just like ReZero inspired rap, and I was like, I'm not sure what that is.
I don't have even a clue what the fuck ReZero is.
I like Shadow's sound, so like I'm here for it, but I do apologize for...
We apologize for not knowing a goddamn thing.
My lack of a culture. Yeah, whatever. You know. Yeah.
But yeah, so... We're going to react to this if you guys have already seen it. If not, click the link in the description below. Hop on over to all things coming back. Which is commentary, reaction, breakdown, comedy channel. And what that means is we will pause for any and or all of the above. It is time to slash it up and break it down. This is Shao Dow with Reset. Is that like hitting the button on this Nintendo?
It's like a reboot. Is he going to be aggressively banging some people's heads?
Is that skull fucking?
Yeah, it kind of is. Kind of is. It would definitely reset them mentally. That's for sure.
Took a turn.
Yeah,
all right.
It always takes a turn over here, doesn't it?
Let's get it. Out now on Spotify, Apple Music, and more.
They said it's too hard, too far, you can't survive. I had my few doubles hard, no happy life. Didn't feel the group time flew by, so sad inside, yo. Never really knew I was alive, I had to find out. I hated the face that I saw in the mirror. Felt like a fake, like a fraud, a beginner. Wasn't really sure of myself, calling for help. Silently stored all the thoughts in the inner. Didn't think I was worthy. Let me say that again so you heard me. Didn't think I deserved any mercy. From the jury, the judge and attorney. In my own head trying to question my journey. So uncertain, unconfident, deep down hurting. Couldn't run from it, I felt the brunt of it. And I wondered if there was a version that I'd be triumphant in. Self-doubt trumpeting, so many days when I felt nothing in. Except loneliness rushing in, crushing in. Silently suffering, once again. I've had some of my heart.
Shout out noise. That was fantastic. That was...
That's why I paused it.
That was my favorite so far.
Shao Dow noise.
Like, the rest of it's been... Like, I really like how it's been written lyrically. But shout out noise. That's great.
Also, major shout out to Shao Dow, by the way, for getting to come to America and hang out with Tech Nine.
Oh, cool. I forgot that had happened. I wonder how that went.
Pretty well. Pretty well. Judging from the photos and tweets.
Oh, I didn't see them. Then again, I'd have to be on Twitter more often. But yeah, that's cool. Right. Do you recognize this yet? Like the animation behind it? Okay.
Never seen it. Never even heard of it.
Okay.
I am enjoying the song, though. So.
I mean, like, I feel like it's kind of relatable in terms of being the type of person that doesn't feel worthy of good things in your life, you know?
Right.
Not necessarily towards me, because I've never considered myself one way or another.
One way.
I mean, like, I guess I'm saying, like, I don't feel like I deserve accolades. I'm not entitled. I don't, you know, but on the flip side, I don't think that I deserve shit, you know?
Right. Depression's a big one. Makes me feel like I deserve shit sometimes.
My depression normally does not center on stuff that makes me think of that.
Right.
You know, because I definitely have it, but it's not. It's
never
been anything about. Yeah. Okay. So that's also a turn.
My depression.
Okay.
And I wondered if there was a version that I'd be triumphant in. Self-doubt trumpeting, so many days when I felt nothing in, except loneliness rushing in, crushing in, silently suffering once again. I've had some of my hardest moments alone when I thought I was coping. And the dream that I had was a double-edged sword, but it still kept me floating. It's like life trying to think of the word.
I like that, the dream being a double-edged sword, because like you enjoy the dream because it's like something to aspire to.
Right, but it's still just a dream.
But it's still just a dream.
Yeah.
And very well could not ever happen.
Well, but also, if you're this unconfident in yourself and don't think that you deserve nice things, even if the dream starts to happen, like it's a double-edged sword, because you're beating yourself up the whole time because you don't deserve it, you know.
And the dream that I had was a double-edged sword, but it still kept me floating. It's like life trying to think of the worst it could dig up and still couldn't move me. They say that it's easy to give up, but giving up just as soon. Would I do it all again? I've got these voices in my head. So would I do it all again? Every time I feel that feeling creeping, the doubt try to keep me in my sleep. Look around for a reason I've been breathing. Look at all the reasons that I dream. Never had it easy on this street, but I can see them with my feet. I believe that all of it's been leading exactly where I need to be. And if I could reset, would I do it all again? I've got these voices in my head. It's a life of regret, I fear. And I know it might end in tears, but I've never been average, carrying baggage. You will not forget I'm here. If I lived again and skip the pain, would I have a different brain or think the same? Would I still forgive the strain that lit the flames? Could I even lift the weight or rip the chains? I can't control what happened. I could definitely control my reactions.
Whoever wrote these in is fantastic. Great sense of humor. But I agree with that entire verse. Like, it's something that we've been asked on our live streams or we've spoken about in other reactions.
Did you just drive by fart, you fucking
She
jerk?
did. So,
Sorry.
but, you know, people come in and they ask if you could change one major thing, or if you could go back to when you were a kid, or this, that, and the other. And
Nothing.
my answer has always been no, I wouldn't. Because I do think that it would change my brain. Like he just said, would it change my brain if I could take away the pain? And it's like, I think all those little missteps and or obstacles that are put in front of you are what make us grow and mature. And you see people that have had obstacles removed their entire life for them, and their sense of entitlement and also kind of immature mindset is a good example of why it's good to go through struggles.
Right. Every experience in life molds and shapes you as a person. Everything that happens, everything good, everything bad. And her and I have had this conversation before, just personally, let alone
Right.
publicly.
Multiple times.
Where one of the things we feel makes us so perfect together are the experiences that we've been through have both been, obviously they have their differences, but they've also been very similar, that have both helped us and molded us into the people that we are, that have attracted us to each other.
Right.
And if anything in life were changed,
That might not have happened.
it might not have happened the way that it happened.
Yeah. And there was some really just like weird coincidences that even led us to each other in the first place. And I'm talking about like our actual initial meeting on the social media platform. But he's talking about everything we've been through, like from
Past
earliest
relationships,
memories,
kids,
earliest
times as
memories
kids.
on.
Right.
And we came from two different sides of the United States, different like upbringings, all sorts of stuff, and it just worked out that
And it's
at our end 30s.
and you often hear people say stuff along the lines of like, I wish I would have met you sooner. But there's no telling if we'd have met sooner if things would have worked out the way that they did.
I don't know that we would have been like perfect puzzle pieces for each other at that point,
Right.
you know?
It's just one of those things where, again, it's everything that led us up to that point of meeting each other, and from then till now
Right.
Like, everything leading up is what made things right for us.
Right. Well,
So,
and it's all those
and
life lessons too. I mean, you have
that goes in life as well, not just with each other.
Openly admitted that you were an asshole when you were like in school years, you know.
Right.
Whereas for me, I think communication was key because I've always just sort of shut down. And I don't know that had we met earlier and saved ourselves all that pain, that would have worked out. You had to get the asshole kicked out of you. And I had to have one sort of like reinstate. Maybe it just floated to me so that I could open up my vocal cords. And no, I was enough of an asshole to begin with. It just like the tirades took place in my brain instead of coming out my mouth.
Our assholes match. Pause.
Hard pause. That sounds way too much like a human centipede type deal for me to deal with this right now. Let's continue because that was deep and then it just became deep throating. Let's go.
It was deep. Now it's balls deep.
Right. Oh dear God.
See?
He sounds amazing on this track. I'm loving it. There's some deep stuff.
It's a fantastic song. Fucking Christ.
Could I even lift the weight or rip the chains? I can't control what happened. I can definitely control my reactions. Negativity holding my actions.
Definitely. I said yep before you even paused it. I was like, that is exact. That right there, if you take nothing away from this song, but
you can't control what happens all the time, but you can control how you react to it. And that is what shapes you as a person.
Right.
You can... When you get knocked down, you can either bitch and moan and cry, or you can get up, wipe yourself off, move the fuck on. Sometimes it's a little bit of both.
Right. Honestly. Yeah.
But
it is okay to vent and get it out, as long as you're doing it appropriately. Like, you know, a mature asshole versus whining and bitching and moaning and not picking yourself up and continuing forward.
Right.
I can't control what happened. I can definitely control my reactions. Negativity holding my actions. My only enemy, the view of myself. I was trapped in back when I lived life from zero. I didn't bow to the herd or the ear holes. I got a super boot drive. I'll survive if you loot me. Cause giving up just doesn't suit me.
There you go.
And one of the things that I want to go back and touch on that too. With today's conversation, that's weird.
With the chains, I can't control what happened.
To get jealous.
I can definitely control my reactions. Negativity holding my actions. My only enemy, the view of myself. I was trapped in back.
Yep.
But he was talking about the whole negativity thing. Again, that's one of the reasons why we are one of those channels. I guarantee you somebody out there goes, they just love everything that they hear. No. We just don't put out the reactions to the stuff we don't like.
Yeah, there's enough negativity in the world, and, you know, there's no reason. There's no reason. The number one thing I do not watch, or the number one thing that will turn me away from watching a channel, I don't watch reactions anymore anyways, other than from my homie Dwayne. Right.
And Scheme from time to time.
A lot of times we're asked to react to the same stuff. It just doesn't make sense, but yeah.
But like, I definitely don't react to stuff that I already know I'm not going to like.
Right.
Because it's like, why sit here and shit on something somebody else absolutely loves?
Right. It's like raining on somebody else's parade.
Right.
That's exactly what it is. And music's subjective. It's just like art. It's like somebody is going to love this. In fact, multiple somebodies if it's taken off. And it's somebody else's hard work that went into it. No matter what we think of their work or how hard it must have been. Like, guarantee you that in order to get to the point that other people are enjoying their work, they have put time and energy into it. And I know just from painting and stuff like that, if someone critiques my work, I take it hard at first. It's an artist's thing, you know?
Right. A thing I have tried to do, not always successful, way more successful than I probably was 15, 20 years ago. I've tried to get away from saying anything in an artistic medium is trash. I've tried to get away from saying anything is bad, anything is trash, anything is. I've tried to get away from that negative mind state and strictly hold it to a this is not for me thing.
Right.
Because if there's a fan base out there for something,
it's for something.
It is impossible to be trash.
Right.
It may be something you don't like, and that's fine. But you not liking something doesn't make it trash.
It's again, it's
it just means it's not
old
for you.
adage of like one person's trash is another person's treasure. But here's the problem: if you're trashing it and they're treasuring it, there's a reason they're treasuring it, and a lot of times it's very personal. And so now, not only have you insulted the artist, but you've insulted the person who may have some damage, that made this track that they love their treasure. And you've just sort of like opened the wound. And there's no reason to do that. None. Do I enjoy a good roast session of stuff? Yeah, absolutely. That is my nature. I roast my friends. I roast my family.
I mostly just roast my friends.
Yeah, like my family's gotten much better about it though. But art is a different story. It really is. Right. So, yeah.
When I live life from zero, I didn't bow to the herd or the ear holes. I got a Subaru drive, I survive if you loot me. Cause giving up just doesn't suit me. Would I do it all again? No need to tell me how it ends. Cause I'll still do it all again.
I love that graphic. I really like the beat. Shao Dow has a very relaxing sort of vibe and voice. Like it's even when he picks up speed, it's just sort of something that you could be doing very mellow tasks to it and still enjoy.
Right. Absolutely loved it. Again, I have no clue. Any of the references.
Zero clues
to ReZero is.
Right.
Again, the typical anime or manga that we read and or watch is very, very, very dark in tone. I'm talking Berserk, Hellsing, Claymore to an extent.
Oh god, the end.
So bad.
Anyway,
but yeah, so unless songs are done about stuff along those lines, Full Metal Alchemist.
I feel like even if this
the first 5 episodes of Attack on Titan.
We're just bad binge watchers too. We should point that out. Monster is one we read.
Yeah.
I feel like even if this, because the graphics actually looked pretty cool, even if it does have a darker aspect to it, if this main character is sort of how he's portrayed here, where he has the complex and is even internally kind of whiny about it, I would pass go.
Yeah,
I'm terrible.
She had a hard time even dealing with Edward. Off of Full Metal Alchemist.
Like bad. I don't. Well, and it's also made for TV, and so it's one of those things that every episode you get hit up with the same monologue or whatever. And I also don't like. I think my other problem is in Full Metal, they do a lot of the kids screaming. When they get excited or surprised or whatever, the eyes go into just vertical lines and their mouth goes into this. I don't like that noise. It's too high pitched for me when they do. Yeah, no, I hate it, and so it's one of the reasons I've always avoided.
I don't like hopeful characters. Hopeful lead characters. I say that along the lines of like, I'm not a fan of Naruto. Not really any longer a fan of DBZ.
I never.
Shonen. Okay, let me just throw that word out there. I'm not a fan of shonen as a whole. Yeah, I like lead characters like Guts and Hellsing.
Honestly, I really liked the lead Claymore too. Like she was pretty
badass. I don't remember what her name is at this point.
It was just realism, but dry.
Was Vanessa one of the bad ones?
I think she was one of the bad ones.
Claire,
thank you. I was thinking, I was like, I know it's Claymore, and I know it starts with a C, and I'm really bad with this kind of guessing game. But yeah. I like that dry cynicism.
Dope song. I love when songs, even if we don't know what like the references
have
are,
relatability
to them, so we can talk about the type of things that we talked about today.
And I like when they put out that way anyway, because I feel like that gives you it more replayability for everyone, not just people that like Shadow or like this anime, but people can listen to it and get other people into it who don't care about either or, because the lyrics speak to them. You know, I think that's important. So yeah.
All right, so
well done.
If you guys like the video, slash that like button, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. Comment down below. What did you think of Shao Dow with Reset? ReZero inspired rap. Also, comment down below if there's anything else you guys want to see reacted to. Check the description below for all things.
Push our buttons. Come join us on our other social media platforms, mostly Twitter if you want a quicker response.
We love you guys. Thank you all for watching. Cannot wait to see you depraved people later. Peace.